Welcome to another in the series, The Soup and Chat. Welcome to another in the series, Soup and Chat. I'm your host, Leleith Tomlinson, and I am so happy to be here today with someone I've always wanted to get a chance to get up close to and talk to, but it's just the time, right? I have a special guest in the studio today. Her name is Kimelia. Candy Issacs. And I'm telling you, I'm sure we're going to be having a very interactive and engaging time today. Welcome to the set, Kimelia.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Right. So we have heard you. I can remember a long time ago, I heard you singing, and I was so captivated by just the sound of your voice. It was really, really very melodious, right?
Thank you.
And then when I found out that you had your sight was impaired, I said, wow, you know, God has a way to just bless his people
Yes.
and to just use what he has given to us for his honor and his glory. Kim, tell us a little bit about, were you born with the sight impediment?
I was born blind, yes. First of all, you can call me Candy, right?
Candy's fine.
Right. So let's forget the formality for right now. Good. Because I believe that Kimelia is a little too formal.
Okay.
And the show is called Sip and Chat, right?
It is.
Right. So the fact that we're here to chat and sip. So Candy is fine. All right. Now that I've established that, yes, I was born blind.
Okay. And when you recognize, because you know, I mean, your parents would have recognized before you did. When you recognize that you were actually visually impaired, how did that affect you growing up as a young lady?
It didn't affect me, you know, honestly, it did not. Because you see, the fact that most of my friends, well, all of my friends at the time before I started Salvation Army School for the Blind, they were sighted. And so they were always running up and down and carrying me behind them. And I would run up and down with them too, you know. Whatever they are doing, I do. They play the dandy shandy, play the baseball, skip, and everything. The reality hit when I started Salvation Army School for the Blind. I was about 4 years old, and I had to board. I realized that I am now around people like me. So I say, oh, I'm different from the sighted people, you know, because I found people like me. However, it was very normal because we played dominoes. Don't make a blind person beat you in a domino. Don't do it. Don't do it. You will shame.
Oh, God.
Don't make a blind person beat you. Right. So we'd play dominoes, we'd play cards, we'd, you know, skip, we run, we have sports day, we climb trees. I'll fight too. So it was really it was a normal thing for me.
Yeah. Okay, great. So just a minute, I'm just very intrigued, Candy. You said play dominoes. Explain to us how you do it, you know? So, because I really would want to be beaten by somebody who is child. I mean, I would have to just take the beating anyhow.
Hear me out now. I'm not a player of dominoes, but what I know we do though. All right, you see the little holes that's in the, you know, like you have a blank.
Right.
It has nothing at all, no holes.
Correct.
Right, and then you have the S blank. It has like one hole and then the blank space to the other side, right? And then you have the deuce. So we read according to the amount of holes that you feel. Right. But trust me, when them read the game, very interesting.
It's another science.
It's another story. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. I remember a little story.
Go ahead.
If I'm allowed to share stories. I remember one day I was having a games night at my house, and two blind persons were playing against two sighted persons, and they gave them a proper whipping. The blind people, remember, proper 6 love times 2. Sorry, but yeah,
6 love times 2.
6 love times 2.
Oh my goodness!
The next day, but one of my friends, she said to me, "Candy, I feel shame, I say, no shame,"
and that's a double shame.
Yeah.
but you know what? It's just about just being able to be competent. But one of the things that we do, and I want you to talk to us today about it, is that sometimes when persons are whatever area in their lives that they're challenged by, we cannot always think that they're different and they might not be able to match up to us. But what I'm hearing from you, Candy, is that the challenges does not debilitate you. You
No, it
can do
doesn't.
things
No, you can do things.
and even better.
And even better, yes. You can do things and even better. Far, 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 far better. Yeah, man. Because let me tell you something. It doesn't make it hard. It's your eyes that are not working. Or if they're working, they're not working as
Good as they should.
good as they should. Right? It's not your hands that are not working. It's not your mouth that is not working. It's not your ears. Well, if you have a hearing impairment or if you're deaf, they said they don't like what's called hearing impairment. They said if you're deaf, it's just the ears that not work. The eye them are work. You know, your hands are working, so you're able to do what a normal person would do. It's only that the eye them now function, so you have to use your hand for kind of feeling or your ears to kind of depend on what the eyes wouldn't do.
What wouldn't be able to do.
Right? Yeah.
All right, Candy, talk to us. Is there something that some of the things that you're very, very good at that would make people go, oh? And probably is there something that you can't do?
Do you have an iPhone?
No, I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android.
All right. Doesn't matter. But iPhone, my sister can tell you that she learned how to use the iPhone because of me.
Whoa.
Yeah, me teacher. Ask her when you see her. I taught my sister how to use the iPhone. All right. Another story again. I always have some stories to share.
And we love to hear the stories here at Sit and Chat.
I always have some stories to share. So I was telling this guy, right, how to make a ringtone with his iPhone. And he's there debating me to say, Virgin, you can't use your iPhone and make ringtone because iPhone is very secure. I said, don't tell me foolishness. I'm telling you that you can use your iPhone and make a ringtone. And he might tell me no. I said, all right, ring my phone. And he ring my phone. And I don't remember the ringtone that I had on my phone. But he was like, what? Huh? Are you serious? Oh, you do it. Oh, you do it.
Right.
And I taught him how to do it. Now, him go home and tell him friend them now say, yo, you can use your iPhone and make ringtone. And them I tell him no. And him say, yeah, you can do that. And he met the ring, and him call him phone and his ringtone started playing. And you're like, oh, for do that? And him say, boy, me candy, me feel shame, but me have to tell them say I'm a blind person. Teach me that. What can't I do?
So you pick out your own clothing.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you're able to match them. What is this?
All right.
Tell me how that works.
All right. So my mother, right? A very integral part of my life. My mother and my sister.
Give her a shout out on the program.
Big up yourself, Dawn Gordon, Diana Morrison. I call her Dawn Gordon.
Right.
She's my mother. But Diana Morrison, big up yourself any which part you're there. Any which part you're there.
Right.
Any which part you're there.
Right.
Yes. So I want you to big up your nice, clean queen self because you're the best mom in the universe. I said that, and I said it unapologetically.
Right.
Yeah.
And your sister too, you
and
said?
My sister, I call her my gentle giant sister. Karina Morrison, aka Angel. I call her my little miss.
Right.
If you see her, you'll understand why I call her my little miss. Right. So yeah, I want to say those two persons, they've been very, very supportive. All right, back to the agenda now. So you asked the question, how do I match my clothes? So when they take me shopping, right, they would say, Candy, this is a blue, like I have on a blue tight suit right now.
Right.
So they would say, Candy, you have on a blue, this is blue, and whatever. So I have to put that in my head to say, okay, this is blue. So I remember that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I do that from.
So when you want to go somewhere now, you say you want to wear the blue suit.
Yeah, I take out my clothes and dress up myself.
Okay.
And mom would have said, Candy, you look good. Or if I don't look good, she said, no, you don't look good.
Okay.
So she'll tell me as it is. Girl, go take that out. My sister too. Right. Girl, no, that's not you. Go take it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So but for the most part, when I dress myself, I come out and I look nice.
Well, all the times I've seen you, you have looked fabulous.
Thank you.
I really can attest to that fact. Now, Candy, one of the things, by tomorrow, by the show would have been yesterday, but you have never seen things as hindrances, right? Because a lot of us who can see very well. I read a quote that says one of the greatest challenges in life is not necessarily to be blind, but to have vision and cannot see.
Right.
And that is so important because we have so many able-bodied persons today who have everything intact, 20/20 vision. They can hear very well. But when you speak to them, they are so shallow, they have no vision, they are hopeless and so on. Today I want to just encourage somebody, regardless of what their limitations are. Just use the platform to encourage somebody today.
Okay, so I'm saying never see your obstacles as setbacks. Never see them as setbacks, but see them as opportunities to move forward. For every obstacle you face, there is an opportunity for you to grow past the obstacle. So rather than sitting down and say, "Oh, I can't cross this," or "How am I going to get over this?" You say, "I can," and you jump over the obstacle, and consider the obstacle as a rung on the ladder, right? So for every obstacle you encounter, and you jump over it, you're up another step on the ladder. You're up higher and higher and higher. So see it as an opportunity to grow, right? See that as an opportunity to grow. See it as an opportunity to shine. See it as an opportunity to thrive. I always say sight comes from the eyes, but vision comes from the heart.
Wow. Can you say that again? We need to patent that.
Yes. Sight comes from the eyes, but vision comes from the heart.
And you are certainly a woman of vision.
I am.
And we have seen that vision being manifested in different ways. I think it was last year that you entered the JCDC talent. But when I did my research on you, I know that wasn't just one-off thing. Tell us about your life in the whole game of music. When did you know you could sing?
Well, my mom said I started singing at 10 months old. However, I knew I could sing. I started singing in the church at 3. Made my first public appearance at 12 years old. And what I know is when I was smaller, every time I enter a vehicle, I would call it the driver. No matter what it is, if it's a bus, it named driver. If it's a car, it named driver. If it's a truck, it named driver. So as soon as I enter in the driver, I start singing.
Okay.
Yeah, as a driver drive, I start singing. So that was like in my DNA. I made my first public appearance with Ron Canoli at 12 years old. And it was in 1990.
And let us establish for those who don't know, Ron Canoli is one of the world's,
yes, the internationally acclaimed Ron Canoli.
So we don't just want to say Ron Canoli like somebody around the back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
Because that is an accomplishment for you.
It is. I remember that day as it was yesterday. It was May 23rd, 1996. Don't check my age now.
Right.
But yeah, and I entered the JCDC's Festival of the Performing Arts in Music in 1997. And that year I was given a scholarship to the Edna Manley College, a part-time scholarship to do voice training. I didn't take that up until 98 because I started high school in 1997. I went to the best high school in the universe. Might I just add, I went to the Wilmer's Trust High School for girls.
Shout out for Wilmer's.
Big up the Wilmerians. #Age Quadagis.
Yes, my son went to Wilmer's. Well, yeah. He just graduated, but I know he's going back.
#Age Quadagis. Whatever you do, do it well.
Well.
Right. And so I didn't take that scholarship up until 1998. 1998, after they saw the work that I gave them, the work that I put out, they were very what's the word I'm looking for now? Impressed.
Correct.
With my work, and so they said, you know what, we need to extend her scholarship. It was extended for 4 years. 4 years, and so since then I entered JCDC's festival. I got a number of trophies. 30 something.
Wow.
A number
30 something. That's a lot.
Got a number of gold medals. About 40 gold medals.
40 gold medals. That's an accomplishment.
Yes, and about 5 silver medals. I didn't get any bronze. And then I went to Edna Manley full time in 2002, where I did my diploma. And then I went back in 2009. And I am proud to stand before you, or to sit with you and to chat with you, as the first visually impaired professional from the Edna Manley College to graduate. First visually impaired person to graduate with a degree from the Edna Manley College of Jerusalem.
What an accomplishment. And as you say, sight is from the eyes, but vision is from the heart. And so many people are still waiting, sitting down and waiting for something to happen to them, not stepping out. And I'm really, really so, so overwhelmed and very touched and moved by your testimonial, so to speak, about how you have not allowed, in Jamaica we said we want to do life, we don't want life do it, right?
Exactly.
You have not sat down and said, this is what has been meted out to me and I'm just going to sit here, but you have gotten up and you have been making strides in music, and you entered last year, it was right, 2021, that's the year before, right? And you entered this year, and and by the time the show is here, the competition would have passed yesterday, but we would have seen you in action. I mean, how has the love been across Jamaica as you traveled far and wide?
Oh gosh, well, you know what? Unfortunately, Sister Beryl decided say we're not going to the road shows then because she's going to show up her little ugly self. So the road shows were cancelled.
Okay.
Yes, but walking up and down, walking the streets, you're going about a normal day-to-day activity. There's somebody to say, "My girl, are you in the festival competition? One Jamaica, you're not going for a year." The love is real. The support is real.
Right.
And I'm loving it. And honestly, I can only say to God be the glory.
Right.
God be all glory, honor, and praise. Because if it wasn't for God, me I know nothing, If it wasn't for the Lord, Dr. T, me I know nothing.
Candy, one of the things I'm going to ask you to do for me today is to just give us, I'm sure our audience is saying, okay, she can sing, she loves music.
Oh, Jesus, I was hoping you wouldn't do that.
Just a little line or two of any song.
Oh, Lord. All right, festival is over. Can I still sing my festival
song?
Sure. I'm in rejoicing mode.
That's right.
We've come a long way, standing in a strong way. We never give up on God, cause Him not give up on we. Out of many, we are one nation, one family. We activate rising faith and joyfully celebrate one Jamaica.
Awesome. But Candy, when I was in your research, as we think about this music, I remember you actually specialized in jazz and
popular music studies. Yes.
Right. I remember seeing that. So, because I remember I went to a jazz function one time and you were actually on the program. So when I tell you I've been always admiring you and your gift, there is no joke about it. One of the things, Candy, as you said before earlier on, that it is not to sight is a loss of being able to see visually, but vision. If you had a vision for Jamaica and for young people, what would that vision be?
My vision for Jamaica and for young people: dash for the negative, run with the positive. That's a line in my song.
Right.
Done with the negative, run with the positive. So what I would do, I would implement strategies that would keep them focused on, what they can do.
Right.
What they can do, instead of, saying, "Oh, me can't do this, so I may as well just turn to crime." I would have little talks with them to say, okay, how can I achieve this? This is what I want to achieve. How can I do this? I talk to them, I help the young people to explore. By helping people to explore, the younger folks, and they explore and then do what they want to do. And then you trust me, if I had money, oh God, man. Me personally, for the young people, would I reach out to them and make them not necessarily hand them stuff, but help them
because
to
we don't want them to. We don't want to teach them to fish. We want them to give them a fish. We want to develop the skills that they too can become fishermen.
Teach them how to fish.
Right.
So you help them to achieve. What is it you want to do? What is it? Go up on the corner. Go on the corner. Take out one of them young boys. Come here. Let me talk. What is it that you want to do really in life? And them tell you what they want. All right, let's brainstorm this. And then you weigh the options and you help them. And if everybody decide to mentor somebody, the world, Jamaica would be a better place. May I ask you?
Yeah, so we need to have audience with the Prime Minister. Very good friend of mine. We need to have audience to them because
Very good friend of mine too.
right. One of the things that we have to understand is that until the Lord comes, the world will have to continue.
Yes.
So we have to help those who are behind us
Exactly.
to help them to reframe their thoughts.
Right, right. Change the focus, man. Yeah, change it because
change the narrative as well.
Yes, change the narrative as well. Yeah, because look here, it don't make no sense. You keep saying, "Oh, the crime rate is high. It is very high." Find the people who are commit the crime and try to help them. I mean, it easier said than done still,
right.
But nothing try, nothing done, you know? Yeah. So we go out there and you see a man and him, one of them young boy there, and you know, him vex and him blue and him screw and I mean, come here, Virgin, let's talk. Let's talk. How do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And believe me, that talk would help, you know?
Right.
It would help. It would help.
Because what I recognize, Candy, is that a lot of people are coming from a place, a lot of young people come from a place of hopelessness, society in their community, and so on.
Right.
So we can't rely just on that community to infuse that hope.
Right.
We have to get to a place where we begin to say to them, listen, and people need to identify with them as well to say, listen, I hear your story, but I have a story too, and to tell that story. And that is why I'm so honored today to have you as a guest, because what you're saying is that where there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
You know, and God is still able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ever ask or imagine of you.
Amen.
So it's really good to have you here, Candy.
Thank you for having me.
And one of the things that I want to do just before we close as well, sometimes parents will have children that have challenges and they do feel frustrated and feel like, boy, why me? Why this happened to me? Just encourage from based on your experience with your mom. And one of them days we have to interview mommy too, you know.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
We have to interview mommy and sister one of these days.
Yes.
Just from where you sit, talk to us a little bit about just what would you say to that parent, just to encourage that parent.
Oh, what would I say to that parent? Listen, having a child with a disability is not the end of the world. Don't lock in that child. Here at the Picnic Road, am I allowed to speak, Pato? Amen.
Yeah, we transmit all over the world, but I'm sure they'll understand.
Carry the child to road. Take her out a road then, you know. This is my mother. She never desist from taking me on the road. Is that the right word? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She never hesitate. She always have her little candy with her. Candy blind, but that doesn't matter. So if you have a child that is autistic, let the child go. Take the child out unashamedly. That's your child. Be proud of that child. You know, invest in that child. And believe me, when you invest in the child, when you take the child, you walk with that child with pride. You know, be proud of who that child comes out to. You'd be surprised to see the gift that you have in your hand.
Right.
You'd be surprised to see you'd be amazed at the gift that you have in your hand. Don't consider that child to be a curse. Consider that child to be a blessing.
Let me just have a little understanding, Candy. How, your family is just your mom and your sister?
I have two brothers.
Oh, two brothers as well. Right.
Well, three brothers. My father. How do I explain this now? I have a paternal brother, but my mother has four of us.
Okay.
Right. So I'm the third child for my mother.
Okay.
And the first girl.
No wonder the name Candy.
Oh yeah. Well, that was given to me by my aunt.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was born, she said I looked very pretty, and I still am pretty.
No, you're very beautiful.
Thank you. And so she said, when she looks at me, she's like, "Oh, she's such a sweet girl. Call her Candy."
Right.
So that's how I got her name.
But you know what? I before I even interacted with you, I thought that was it. That was how you got the name, because you're such a sweet person inside and out. And that's definitely not a cliche. All right. One of the things that we have concern about, Candy, is the whole matter of how young girls see themselves and their own matter of values and just how they are positioning themselves in society as women of virtue. Talk to our young ladies today about how they should understand how valuable they are, regardless of their upbringing or regardless of their current situations.
Listen, your character is what defines you.
Your character.
Your character is what defines you. So you might say, I am not well off. I'm not wealthy. I am, I'm not the prettiest girl in the world, but it's not the beauty that defines you. It's your character. Value you. Be the best and highest version of yourself daily. Affirm yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I can do this. Create some, journaling is good. So you create some little affirmations and you practice in the mirror and say, I can do this. I can do this. And the more you do that, the more it grows on you until you become what you have been affirming yourself to be.
So what I'm hearing you is that as young people, we need to practice
Affirmation.
I said we.
Yeah, as young people, we need to practice affirmation.
A lot of affirmation,
yes,
positive
especially as ladies. Yeah, man.
Ladies.
Yeah, man. Be positive be intentional in your goals as well. Be very intentional in your goals. Don't allow the challenges of life. Don't allow life's challenges to push you back. But as I said before earlier, see it as an opportunity to push you forward. Right? You are special. You are unique. You are valuable. And you are made by God for God.
As you said, I'm mindful of the desiderata that says, go placidly amidst the noise and the haze. And but the part that when he says, you are a child
of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars.
Right. You have a right to be here. And so very often we have many persons who think that they don't belong, they don't have a right to be here. But we are affirming today that you have a right to be here.
You have a right to be here.
As we wrap up, Candy, what would be your final words to our viewing audience on MTN, locally and internationally? What words of inspiration would you say to someone this afternoon?
Continue to be the best and highest version of yourself, despite the challenges. Continue to be the best and highest version of yourself. Creating a vision in your heart and see it as an opportunity to move forward. Regrets is to look back. To worry is to look around. But to have a vision is to move forward.
Wow. And you got that all here on Sip and Chat. I mean, I'm sure many people are at home writing down and say, whoa, I mean, how can we contact her? Because you do a lot of public speaking.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Well, people need to hear. People need to be inspired because, one of the things is that sometimes we set so much standards for ourselves and sometimes we don't accomplish those things.
Right.
But we still have things that we have accomplished because the bars that some persons have set are so high.
Yes.
When they miss in the first run and it seems that nothing is happening, they give up. But having you inspire people is so important because you're saying to us today that regardless of what the challenges are, press forward.
Press forward.
Press forward. Press forward. Arise and shine.
Yes. There's a song that I wrote years ago, and a part of it says, the first verse, it says, failing is a word I don't know. Giving up is a sign I will never show. I may touch the ground, but I sure won't stay down. For when outer strength is lost, that's when inner strength is found.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I need not say anything else on that very positive and upbeat note. That's where we're going to end Sip and Chat tonight. I want to thank my very honored guest tonight, right?
Thank you for having me.
Her name is Kimelia Issacs, and you would have seen her last evening on the Jamaica Gospel Festival scene.
Jamaica Festival song.
Jamaica Festival, right? I keep saying that. Jamaica Festival song competition. And we just give God thanks for his goodness towards her in the land of the living. And you're such a blessing.
Thank
you.
We
continue to pray for you. And there is still bigger and better and more oceans to cross.
I receive it.
Yes,
in
greater
Jesus'
oceans
name. Yes,
to cross. Thank you so very much. Until next time, we will continue to sip and chat. And did you see the nails? The cameraman must pick up these nails. They are so beautiful. Yes, Candy did it. All right. Thank you so very much. Until next time, we sip and chat.